So, after finishing chapter one, transformer models introduction, let's dive deeper into using those models. Okay, so let's go directly inside. Introduction. So transformers, this library, this architecture, if you recall from previous lecture, we have GPT and BERT, which are the originators of almost uh, architectures right now. So it's either GPT or it's BERT. So now these models, why are they best? Because they are general purpose. So one model can do multiple tasks. So we just put one-time efforts. And these models, they're historically have been smaller, millions of parameters, so maybe around 200 megabytes in RAM, but now they go into billions of parameters. So now it's approximately still 500 or 800 megabytes, but now trillions of parameters. So now even gigabytes of 240 GB gigabytes of RAM is not enough. And we are reaching trillion parameters model soon, which is gonna be I don't know 500 800 GB or maybe 1 TB model. It's they are going to be true in 2025 or 2026. So these models, architectures, model size keeps growing, architecture remains the same. That's why these transformer models are best. Only slight improvements are happening. So the perception happens that the research is going very fast, but in reality, it is not. It is not really. There are so many improvements. So someone has increased context length, maybe someone has increased memory efficiency, whatever. They are just slight improvements to only to either primary architectures, GPT or BERT. So once we master the fundamentals and then we know the what are the changes and everything, I don't think research should be thought of as moving fast. Anyways, I don't know whether it's really true. Let's find out as I keep learning this. So transformers is best because it gives us a consistent API to a general purpose model which keep on increasing in size, and they're all based on one thing. So enter Hugging Face. So Hugging Face did all of that in just 2 lines. So we have a general purpose model which keeps on increasing, which keeps on as the size increases, it becomes better, and any changes are just slight changes to them. So if we can get a consistent API for ease of use of all these different architectures, okay, then it will be so amazing, and that's what Hugging Face did. In just 2 lines of codes, it follows everything in one file policy. So this policy is, all the code relevant to the model is going to be present in just one file. That's it. So you don't need to look at many different places. All the relevant codes, which is generally never more than 500 lines. So if you master those fundamentals and then in less than 500 lines, in one place you can do all the changes which are required. So you have, like I said, GPT and you have BERT. GPT attention is all you need, and BERT. So these are the three essential fundamentals to master their variations and everything, all in one file policy in just with 2 lines of code. That is what Hugging Face Transformer does. Okay, so it gives you not only models but also data sets, also models, also everything to do in life cycle of models, and everything is in one file, and from smallest of components to all the different varieties, everything is provided here. So that is what transformers is. If you check it's this thing in more detail, you will find it focuses on the simplicity, and that's why it has become so popular and it is easy to use. Okay, going beyond this, I recommend everybody check out these two things: Philosophy of Hugging Face, and this is from, I think, Conceptual Guides Philosophy of Hugging Face, and there is another blog, Don't Repeat Yourself. So Transformers Design Policy Philosophy. So Last time I talked about why we should know about history of anything, and it is still relevant. GPT and BERT, they are the originators of every variation of architectures we have. That's why history is important. We get to know the key drivers. Why is philosophy important? Philosophy focuses on approach towards something, and that approach makes everything which emerges out of that entire library comes based on the philosophy. So if you encourage philosophy of quick hacking, the code is not going to be actually easy to read in long term, and then eventually things are going to slow down. If you make things too simple, it will be not very powerful. So the philosophy differences matter a lot because uh, they decide your destination and where you are. So similarly, here in this philosophy, it talks about how Hugging Face itself was designed and what is their philosophy. And when you understand what was the philosophy, you understand when you are using this library, you understand why certain choices were made. If you don't understand the philosophy, you don't understand what was important to the people who made this library. And you should also understand because of that choice what happened. So the philosophy was one file policy. Because of that, they talk about all the different reasons which are considered for that decision. It is an excellent reading. I genuinely think it's an excellent reading. Everybody must do that. And as an impact of that philosophy, what Hugging Face has grown to is amazing. You see, all the data models, pre-trained models, to enable community to play with them in just two lines of code, make it easy to share, easy to use. That is what has been achieved. So it's so easy to get started. We just need to master a few fundamentals, just like I said here. If you things well, everything is in just one file. So you just learn these three things and where they all go. So you have Hugging Face library, you have Transformers code if you want to change in one place. If you want to use these models ready made, they are also available as is. You have models, you have data set. If you want to, host your model, you also have inference. So, starting from conceptualizing, getting the data set, training the model, hosting the model for your website, and then maybe charging people from it. So, entire end to end, a single person can solve a problem and build a company around it simply by using everything in Hugging Face. So, this philosophy led to this, and it is all because of this. Excuse me. So when you're going through introduction of transformer libraries, do check out philosophy. Philosophy gives us what was important and why, and what are the long-term consequences of any changes. And only when we have that perspective, we can understand transformer library a lot deeper, don't you think? So that was introduction.